Hipfig Travel Channel offers DIY travel video guides for more than 25 cities in Asia, US, and Canada. If you like this video, then subscribe, give us a thumbs up, or a comment. Welcome to Hipfig's Beautiful America series on Alaska, Land of the Midnight Sun. This is part 1 of Hipfig's Denali National Park and Preserve travel guide. Did you know that Mount Denali was once called Mount McKinley and only recently changed back to its original Athabascan name, Denali? This Hipfig travel guide is part 1 of 2 travel guides on Denali National Park and Preserve, which covers the unrestricted area for private vehicles. Part 2 of this travel guide covers the restricted area of Denali National Park, which can only be accessed to the public from mid-May to mid-September by using Denali Transit or tour buses. We had to make a 2-part video to do this Denali National Park justice. If you are planning a visit to Denali National Park, then this video is a must-watch for you. Denali National Park and Preserve in Alaska, United States, is home to untouched, pristine lands and many wild animals centered around Denali Mountain, aka Mount McKinley. It was created in 1917 to protect Dall sheep. Denali National Park size has grown to over 6 million acres. It is the largest park and preserve in North America. This travel guide provides info and tips based on our own travel experience. It'll tell you how to get to Denali National Park in Alaska, this national park entrance on Highway 3, Denali Bus Depot, Denali Visitor Center, Denali Dog Kennels, trails, and area until mile 15, and Denali Park commercial area near the entrance of Denali. Denali National Park and Preserve is about 240 miles north of Anchorage, 120 miles south of Fairbanks, and 12 miles south of Healy, the nearest year-round town. Denali National Park and Preserve entrance is located at mile 237 on Alaska Highway 3. Alaska Highway 3 is also called the George Parks Highway. Denali's mountaineering headquarters, Talkeetna, is about 100 miles north of Anchorage and 140 miles south of the park entrance. We made our way to Alaska Highway 3 from Alaska Highway 1 from Anchorage. We followed the signs for Fairbanks, and after the city of Wasilla, we saw the signs for Denali National Park and Preserve on Highway 3. It was a really clear day, and Mount Denali was clearly visible, so we stopped along the way at McKinley View Drive and at Denali State Park View South and North Point off of Highway 3. Don't miss these stops on a clear day, as they offer you awesome views of Mount Denali. You may not get these views of Mount Denali, as the clouds often obscure Mount Denali 70% of the time. The drive is very scenic and peaceful to Denali. You can also get to Denali National Park and Preserve by train. Alaska Railroad connects Anchorage to Fairbanks and runs directly through the entrance of Denali near the Visitor Center. For more information, please visit the Alaska Railroad website. In summer, there are also many private bus and van services which operate daily transportation and/or tours from Anchorage and Fairbanks to Denali National Park and Preserve. Please check online for available companies operating these services. The most popular time to visit Denali is mid-May through mid-September, although the park remains open during winter. We recommend staying at least 2 full days to see the park. There are many places to stay around or in Denali National Park. There are only campgrounds inside mile 15 of Denali National Park and Preserve. There are many private hotels and lodges between the city of Cantwell, south of Denali, and Healy, which is north of Denali on Highway 3. Inside Denali National Park, there are a few lodges in the Kantishna area of the park which are not accessible by private car. It takes usually about 4 hours to drive from Anchorage to Denali National Park and Preserve, but we took closer to 6 hours due to a few stops and lots of road work on Alaska Highway 3. Once we reached the entrance area of Denali, we made a left on Denali Park Road from Highway 3. Signs are clearly marked. Once we were on Denali Park Road, we passed Riley Creek Campground on our left-hand side, then the Denali Bus Depot on the right, and then Denali Visitor Center. There is no park gate at the park entrance. You can visit any time of the day or night, which is in summer is possible with the midnight sun. About 0.5 miles into Denali Park Road, you'll see signs for the Denali Bus Depot on your right-hand side, which is Soul Road. We took a right on Soul Road from Denali Park Road into the parking lot of the bus depot to collect our bus tickets for our visit to the restricted area of Denali National Park. When we arrived, this big moose greeted us at the parking lot. He was feeding on his favorite leaves. The Denali Bus Depot is where you can get information about buses and campgrounds, arrange campground accommodations within the park, purchase tickets for buses, and catch the buses for the bus tours and transits to several parts of Denali Park past mile 15. More details about buses will be on Part 2 of Denali National Park Travel Guide. There is a ticket counter, bathrooms, water refilling station, coffee stand, souvenir store, information booth, and a small theater at the bus depot. The bus depot is open mid-May to mid-September from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you arrive after 7 p.m. and need to check into a campground or pick up bus tickets for the next day, you can do so until 11 p.m. at the Riley Creek Mercantile located in Riley Creek Campground. From the Denali Bus Depot, you can take the free Denali shuttle buses on 2 routes through the publicly drivable portion of the Denali Park Road. The 2 routes are the Savage River route and the Riley Loop route. The Riley Loop route stops at major facilities in the park, like the Denali Visitor Center, Murray Science and Learning Center, Riley Creek Mercantile, and the Horseshoe Lake Mount Healy Trailhead. The free Savage River shuttle travels to the Mount Vista Trailhead and the Savage River. Further down on Denali Park Road from the bus depot on the right-hand side is Denali Visitor Center, the main visitor center near the park entrance. The Denali Visitor Center is open daily from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. only from mid-May through mid-September. In fall, winter, and spring, the Murray Science and Learning Center, or MSLC, acts as the park's main visitor center, which is just before the Denali Visitor Center. Denali National Park and Reserve has a $15 per person park entrance fee, which you can pay at the visitor center. Youths 15 or younger are free. The entrance fee is valid for 7 days. Here's a reminder, if you pay your fee at the Denali Visitor Center, then keep your receipt so that if you buy a bus ticket into the park, then you won't be charged the entrance fee a second time. If you're camping in the summer, there's an additional fee to use park campgrounds. At the Denali Visitor Center, you can watch park films, check out a variety of exhibits downstairs, and talk to a ranger. You can also get information about park activities, eat at the restaurant The Grill, and use the facilities. Backpackers may also receive the required free permit to backpack in the park and rent a food barrel. Here's a tip. If you have an interagency annual pass or a senior pass, then you can get a park entrance fee waived for up to 4 fellow travelers and discounts on camping. If you have an interagency pass or are purchasing one, then it will cover the Denali National Park fee for up to 4 people, and there's also a discount on campground fees. Located less than 100 yards from the Denali Visitor Center is the train depot. Train service in Alaska is operated by the Alaska Railroad Company. Adjacent to the restaurant, there is a baggage claim which allows visitors to leave bags for a few hours to several days. There's also a bus stop here with regular service by the free Denali shuttle buses. These free buses travel the same part of the Denali Park Road that is accessible by private vehicles. The sled dog demonstration shuttle buses leave from Denali Visitor Center only. The shuttle leaves 40 minutes before each demonstration. Demonstrations run 3 times daily at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. from June 1st to September 1st, and the kennel is open from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. daily. There are no reservations for free shuttles. It is on a first-come, first-served basis. Parking is very limited at Denali Sled Dog Kennels, so please plan on using the buses or walking the 1.5 miles from the Denali Visitor Center to the Denali Kennels, which is near the park headquarters. We drove from the Visitor Center at Denali on Park Road to the Denali Kennel at Denali National Park. We got lucky and found parking at the small parking lot along Denali Park Road on mile 3. From the parking lot, we took a short walk to the Denali Sled Dog Kennels. It was a nice stroll through the tall trees to the demonstration area. Seating is available in the first row of the stands for the demonstration, and behind is standing room. There's a nice awning which is used just before the demonstration show begins. At the beginning of the demonstration, a ranger presents and provides information about the breed of Alaskan Huskies used for sledding and what they do. Dogs are taken out to be placed in their positions on a practice sled. These dogs were really excited to do this, as you can see from the video. These Alaskan Huskies really enjoy their job. When the dogs are all placed in their positions and the ranger is ready, then when they are released, they run around a pathway past the stands. The presentation show takes about 30 minutes overall. After or before the demonstration, visitors can walk around to tour the park kennels, buildings, and visit with the Husky dogs. As you walk around the outside kennels, there are several dogs that you can pet. I was most impressed with the level of discipline and training of the dogs. If you'd like to take the shuttle back to the visitor center, there's usually an announcement announcing the departure of the shuttle bus. If you're visiting in the winter, the kennels focus on preparing for trips into the park. You can see teams either being packed or harnessed to leave on a run or returning from a run, or you may find very few dogs in the kennels as the rest are out in the park. If the entrance to the kennel is blocked, that means the facility is closed. For your information, pets are prohibited from the kennels at all times. Sled dogs hold an essential role in the life and culture of Alaska, and especially in Denali Park. Denali National Park is the only park in America with working sled dog kennels. Now they perform essential wintertime duties in this vast expanse of designated wilderness. The Denali Kennel sledding demonstrations is highly recommended for families with children. It is bound to be a highlight of your trip to Denali National Park. After our time at the Denali Kennels, we continue to drive deeper into Denali Park towards Savage River at milepost 15. From late May through early September, private vehicles can drive the first 15 miles of Denali Park Road to Savage River, or you can take the free Savage River Shuttle, which departs from Denali Visitor Center or the Denali Bus Depot. These free shuttles travel to trailheads at Mountain Vista and Savage River. The Savage River East Trail stop is the end of the publicly drivable portion of Denali Park Road. We stopped to hike the Mountain View Trail on the way to Savage River. You can also get here by using the free Denali Savage River Shuttle. Please make sure that you have watched the Encountering Wildlife video at the Visitor Center at Denali, or read the warning signs at the trailhead before taking any trail. Although the likelihood of seeing wildlife here is less likely than deeper in Denali Park, you never know, so you should be prepared just in case. There is a shuttle schedule posted, and you will find restrooms and a picnic area. No water is available here. The trail is mostly flat and easy to hike. Make sure to wear sunscreen and insect repellent, as there is very little shade and mosquitoes are active, especially in the cooler times of the day. After we completed our hike, we made our way on Denali Park Road to Savage River. The paved park road to Savage River has many pullouts and leads to many hiking trails. On a clear day, Denali Mountain can be seen from milepost 9. If you are lucky, you may get a glimpse of wild animals, usually in the morning or evening. While we drove along the road, a moose crossed the road. If you see lots of cars parked along the road, there is an animal sighting for sure. As you get closer to the Savage River, you'll cross Savage River cabins and campground on the way to the Savage River Trailhead at milepost 15. As you turn the corner above the Savage River, you can see milepost 15 bridge. You cannot drive past this bridge in a private vehicle. There is only one road, aka the Denali Park Road, in and out of Denali National Park and Preserve. If you're lucky, usually in the morning and evening, you can see caribous lying on the riverbed resting and cooling down just before the bridge. Private vehicles can drive up to milepost 15, but past this point, the road is open only to paid transit or tour buses. If you would like to go further into the park, you'll have to purchase a ticket for a transit or tour bus from the bus depot. Please watch part 2 of Hipfig's travel guide on Denali National Park and Preserve, which will be released next week. There's a small parking lot just before the bridge on your right-hand side, which leads to the Savage River East Trailhead. If you take the free Denali Savage River shuttle, it'll take you across the bridge and drop you off. Important reminder, please note the last shuttle returning back to the bus depot or visitor center before you leave the bus. The Savage River Loop Trail is a 1.7-mile trail which loops around both sides of Savage River along the canyon carved out between Mount Margaret to the west and Healy Ridge to the east. FYI, this area is very windy, especially in the evening. Although hiking off trail is allowed, it's not really recommended. Please be careful of wildlife encounters and falling rocks. We were famished after our long day of exploring the park, so we drove out from the entrance toward Fairbanks to the Denali Park commercial area, also nicknamed Glitter Gulch by locals. This area is 1 mile north of the Denali Park Entrance on Highway 3. There are several hotels, restaurants, souvenir shops, and grocery stores in this area. This ends part 1. Make sure to watch part 2 to get the most out of your trip to Denali National Park and Preserve. Happy travels! Go to hipfig.com for more information, or go to our Hipfig travel channel on YouTube and be sure to subscribe for regular updates.